aren't speaking, please be on mute so that we don't get any feedback.
When's Chris Grazer going to come on?
I'm here.
Oh, I didn't recognize you.
I'm not going to shave until the pandemic's over.
That's fine. All right, let's see here.
I'm not going to shave until the pandemic's over.
We're good. We're streaming now.
We've got a few minutes. It's 3 till. 2 till now. It's 4 o'clock if you'd like to start.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. Appreciate you all attending. I'm Chris Grazer. I am the City of Santa Fe's liquor license hearing officer on this afternoon's agenda. As the clerk said, if you do need to speak, please make sure to unmute, otherwise leave yourself muted. Probably works best if you need to speak to raise your hand. So what we'll do this afternoon is go through each of the items in the agenda order. I have read all the packets. There's no need to repeat anything that's in there. Applicants don't bear the burden of proof, so you're not obligated to put anything on the record. I will certainly give applicants an opportunity to speak or say anything they want. Let me say from the start, and this is with respect to, let's see, not 2nd Street because that's the Rufino location, but Wayward Sons and Knuckles. I am counsel for Santa Fe Rail Yard Community Corporation. I don't think that presents any conflict here, but certainly the Rail Yard Community Corporation has had recent business dealings with both Wayward Sons and Knuckles. So I see no need to recuse myself. If anyone wants to make any objection, they are certainly welcome to do so, and now would be the time to do so. Okay, having heard none, we will move on to item number 1. And we're going to keep things moving along this afternoon because there is a City Council special agenda item, special meeting coming up who, I don't know, I was going to say they need the room, but I don't think they need my living room. All right, so we will go to number 1, request from 2nd Street Brewery. Madam Clerk.
Thank you. This request is coming from 2nd Street Brewery, and it is for a restaurant liquor license, also known as a beer and wine license. It would have on-premise consumption only and patio service. It would be located at Rufina Taproom and Brewery. And the address for this location is 2920 Rufina Street. The location is not within 300 feet of a church or a school. There are staff reports in the packet regarding litter, noise, and traffic. Staff does not anticipate a substantial change in litter and noise or any unacceptable traffic impacts due to the approval of this request. As a condition of doing business in the city, staff is recommending that it be noted that the applicant is required to comply with all city ordinances.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Could we have the applicant identify themselves and have the clerk swear them in, please?
Hi, I'm Rod Tweet. I'm the president of 2nd Street Brewery Incorporated.
Hey, Rod, if you'd raise your right hand, I'm going to swear you in, please. Under penalty of perjury, do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tweet. Good afternoon. Do you agree with the city's proposed conditions of compliance with city ordinances?
I do, sure.
And did you have anything else you wish to add to the application?
No, I don't.
Okay. Is anyone else here to speak to the application? I see we have folks who have joined since, so feel free to raise your hand and I can unmute you, or you can unmute yourself.
If I may just add for the record, we did not receive any public comments on this request, either in writing or any messages left here.
Thank you. And I should also note that there was an issue with noticing. The city webpage initially said this hearing was at 5 o'clock, but the public noticing in the newspaper said 4 o'clock, and the city did correct the webpage to 4 o'clock. Okay, I have no further questions. There was no one to speak to that matter. The applicant has no comments to make, so we will close that hearing. Thank you for coming. Will take us to agenda item number 2, request from Santa Repa.
Okay.
Cafe.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Tweet.
Thanks for setting it up, Yolanda.
Ms. Clerk, item number 2.
Yes. Item 2, this is a request from Santa Repa Cafe LLC, and they're requesting a restaurant liquor license, also known as beer and wine, with on-premise consumption only and patio service. This would be located at Santa Repa Cafe, 229 Johnson Street, Suite A. The location is not within 300 feet of a church or school. There are staff reports in the packet regarding litter, noise, and traffic. Staff does not anticipate a substantial change in litter and noise or any unacceptable traffic impacts due to the approval of this request. As a condition of approval, the applicant is required to submit an application for construction of a fence to the Historic Preservation Division to provide for enclosure of their patio, because this address is within the historic district. Additionally, as a condition of doing business in the city, staff is recommending that it be noted that the applicant is required to comply with all city ordinances. And we did not receive any public comment on this request.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Could the applicant please identify themselves, unmute themselves and identify themselves? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Isabel Mendoza, and I'm the owner of Santa Repa Cafe.
Thank you, Ms. Mendoza. The clerk will swear you in.
If you'd raise your right hand, please. Under penalty of perjury, do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Ms. Mendoza, do you agree with the proposed condition that the city's placed on the application, essentially to comply with ordinances?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Is anyone here to speak to this application?
I'm the only one.
Okay. I don't see anyone else. You're welcome to add anything if you wish.
No, just what Jolanda mentioned, that I'm in the process of getting the patio fence. So there is a porch in the location and it needs to be fenced.
Okay, thank you. 1 minute, please.
Chris, you're on mute.
I know, because I was trying to get someone to let the dog out before he starts barking. We have to be a little more informal these days, I think. Thank you, Ms. Mendoza. I think I established there was no one else to speak to this matter. You have nothing to add. I will close agenda item number 2 and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
That will take us to number 3, request from Wayward Sons 2 LLC, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. This request is coming from Wayward Sons 2 LLC, and this is two-part. It's a waiver of the 300-foot location restriction and a request for wine grower liquor license. It would have on-premise consumption, package sales, and patio service. There is a letter, well, sorry, this location would be, Wayward Sons is at 1607 B Alcaldesa Street, and this location is within 300 feet of the Camino de Paz Montessori Secondary School and Farm, and that location is 1607 Paseo de Peralta, Suite B. So the waiver is for this location for Wayward Sons. Again, the address is 1607 B Alcaldesa Street. If the waiver is approved, then the request for a wine grower liquor license would also be considered, which would have on-premise consumption, package sales, and patio service. Again, it would be located at Wayward Sons, 1607 B Alcaldesa Street. In the packet, there was a letter of no opposition from Patricia Pantano. She's the education director of the Camino de Paz Montessori Secondary School and Farm. In the packet, there were letters regarding litter, noise, and traffic. Staff does not anticipate a substantial change in litter and noise or any unacceptable traffic impacts due to the approval of this request. The applicant has not completed construction, therefore, as a condition of approval, the applicant will be required to obtain all necessary permits and licenses, comply with all fire code requirements, enclose the patio, and provide required exit for the same. Additionally, as a condition of doing business in the city, staff is recommending that it be noted that the applicant is required to comply with all of the city's ordinances. And we did not receive any additional comments on this request.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Applicant, could you please unmute yourself and the clerk will swear, identify yourself and the clerk will swear you in.
Tom, you're still on mute.
No.
There you go. Now you're on unmute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Under penalty of perjury, do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Walensky. Do you agree with the city's proposed conditions on the approval?
Yes, I do.
Do you have anything else you wish to add to the application?
I don't think so. Yolanda was there with me a few weeks ago. I'm sure it's going to open any day now.
Thank you. Was anyone else here to speak to the application? Seeing none, I will close out that agenda item and thank you for coming. And when I say agenda item, I mean A and B, both the waiver and the license.
Thank you kindly. Thank you, Londa. Bye, Chris.
Bye. Number 4, request from Knuckles Brewing Company, LLC, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. This request is coming from Knuckles Brewing Company, LLC, and it is, again, two-part. This is for a waiver of the 300-foot location restriction and also a request for a small brewer liquor license with on-premise consumption, package sales, and patio service. The waiver of the 300-foot location restriction is to allow the sale of alcohol at Knuckles Brewing Company, 430 West Manhattan, 1611 Alcaldesa Street, which is parcel P, and 1609 Alcaldesa Street, parcel R. These locations are within 300 feet of the Camino de Paz Montessori Secondary School and Farm, which is located at 1607 Paseo de Peralta, Suite B. The second part of this request is if the waiver is granted, there will be consideration of a request for a small brewer liquor license with on-premise consumption, package sales, and patio service would be located at Knuckles Brewing Company, 430 West Manhattan, 1611 Alcaldesa Street, and 1609 Alcaldesa Street. There is a letter of no opposition from Patricia Pantano. She's the Education Director of the Camino de Paz Montessori Secondary School and Farm. There are also staff reports in the packet regarding litter, noise, and traffic. Staff does not anticipate a substantial change in litter and noise or any unacceptable traffic impacts due to the approval of this request. The applicant has not completed construction, therefore, as a condition of approval, the applicant will be required to obtain all necessary permits and licenses, comply with all fire code requirements, and fully enclose the outdoor patio area. Additionally, as a condition of doing business in the city, staff is recommending that it be noted that the applicant is required to comply with all of the city's ordinances. And we did not receive any additional comments on this application.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Appreciate it. Could the applicant please identify themselves and unmute?
Yes, this is Bill Benoski.
Thank you, Ms. Benoski. Could you have a clerk swear you in, please?
Yes,
Bill, under penalty of perjury, do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Benoski. Do you agree with the clerk's proposed conditions of approval on the application?
Yes, I do.
All right. Is there anything else you wish to add?
No, I just want to thank Yolanda and you and the whole team for getting this together and doing this. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate Yolanda and Joe doing it. It's just like all them. Is anyone else here to speak to this application? Seeing none, we will close out item number 4. Thank you for coming.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll
Bye,
move on
Yolanda.
to number 5, request from Manitou Galleries. Madam Clerk.
Thank you. This request is coming to you from Manitou Galleries, and it's for a waiver of the 300-foot location restriction and approval of the dispensing and consumption of alcoholic beverages at Manitou Galleries, 225 Canyon Road. And this location is within 300 feet of the Cathedral Basilica of St. Francis of Assisi, 131 Cathedral Place. The requests that are, or the dates and times for these requests are as follows. And each event will be from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The first date is July 10th, 2020, and this is for the Paul Reimer and David Riley Art Exhibition. July 24th, 2020, Spanish Market Exhibition. It's an art exhibition. August 14th, the Sapien Symbolism. September 11th, 2020, Eustaquio Segreles Art Exhibition. October 9th, 2020, Extraordinary Encounters. And November 13th, 2020, Night Visions. There is a letter of no opposition from Reverend Timothy A. Martinez, and he is the pastor of the Cathedral Basilica St. Francis of Assisi. That letter is in the packet. The approval of these special events is subject to any federal, state, or local declarations of emergency regarding COVID-19. And the applicant has been made aware of this request and this condition. And will not receive any additional comment on this request.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Applicant, identify yourself, please.
Hi there.
You have to unmute and introduce yourself.
I did.
Oh, okay, there we are. If the clerk could swear you in, please.
Yes. Under penalty of perjury, do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Hall, do you agree with the city's proposed conditions and approval?
Absolutely.
Okay. And of course, we do hope you're going to be able to go forward with those. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak to the matter? Seeing none, I have no further questions, so I will close out the hearing. Thank you for coming. And
Thank
I
you both.
think that's the end of our agenda. Is there anything the clerk wishes to add? All right. Thank you all and have a good evening then.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.